Hey, what is up guys, Martin here, back to do another video, and we are back again on Tournament Odyssey. A bit of deja vu from last week, yes, I understand. The map can be a bit repetitive, but the games certainly are not, and this one here is pretty awesome. Played versus Senna. This was straight after this series. I played him in the Chrono Clash event. Me and Senna both played one another in the final of the group stage. I won't spoil the results. Anyways, I'm playing as Vanilla Nod, something that I rarely play nowadays. So thank you very much, Prince Nanota, for that sub, if you're watching this video. I need to change my sub notification. Have it like, something like, I got a present for you. The GDI Commando voice line. That would make sense. It would fit in well. You deal with these Rifleman Scouts is pretty good. The early game anti-scouting ability of Nod against Skrin in particular, because the militant squads can kill the buzzers, and it's very hard actually to kill militants with buzzers, since the militant members are so spread apart, and trying to kill them all with that buzzer swarm is pretty difficult. But this game I'm versus a GDI faction. My opponent will not see this, and hopefully that does not appear on stream. I'm going to have to blur that message since it was a little bit inappropriate. Nevertheless, my base will be scouted. He's going to be GDI, Zocom, or Steel Talons. One way you can find out is by clicking your opponent's scouting squad and hovering over to the portrait. That will tell you the upgrades it receives. I'm going to clean up this squad, because I don't want him to see that if I'm going for 2 war factories in this particular game. Anyways, I had a feeling that something would happen in this game, and I said it on stream. This was my live stream reaction, my live reaction to this game. For some reason, I foresaw the future. Or did I? I feel like getting a heroic avatar this game. I feel the heroic avatar in this game. Something tells me it's going to happen. So yeah, I predicted in this game that there would be a heroic avatar. Will there be? Well, we'll see. No 2 war factories coming out from me. I'm just keeping him scout to see if he's going for 2 war factory pitbulls, which is pretty uncommon. MRTs with pitbulls are pretty good on this map. It's very difficult to kill MRTs in 1.2 plus since the repair drone has a pretty fast speed with the MRT. The leash range is also far more, so it can repair units around itself in a much larger radius compared to vanilla. The vanilla MRT is practically useless. It also moves slower than the APC, which was a bit of an oversight from the developers, since the APC was buffed in Tiberium Wars at one point in time. This APC, Buggy's going to find 2 combat engineers. Those combat engineers, man, it's almost like they have Uzis in this version. I didn't really modify the rate of fire of that since it was changed, but yeah, it does show a laser sight in this. It doesn't miss, and it's almost as good as a commando. Nah, just kidding. That last part wasn't true, but it's good against infantry. Pretty good in transports as well. It can fire from within, even when that transport's on the move. Gonna scare back that pitbull assault. He may have captured the defensive tower near to his base, even though I took out 2 of his engineers. It's Senna. He's gonna be building more. He's like an AI. How many times have I said that on this channel? But he's probably gonna be building another one to capture that expansion point defensive tower. Pitbulls though are gonna find my harvester and take it out. He gets out alive with a lot of his pitbulls there, so yeah, taking economic damage against Steel Talons is pretty bad. Steel Talons can snowball pretty hard in this matchup with Mammoth Tank spam, which is what I expect him to do. I'm going for beam cannons in anticipation of the avatars that will soon follow. Remember, at the beginning of the game I said that there could be heroic avatar. I mean, that can't possibly be a spoiler since I said it, right? So yeah, I'm making avatars. I've built 2 beam cannons since I reckon it's worthwhile to upgrade the avatar. You get that secondary beam, which deals more damage than the primary weapon. Not only that, but as I mentioned briefly in my last video, the avatar will choose the weapon that deals the most damage to fire from first, which when you upgrade it with the beam cannon will fire with the beam acquired from the beam cannon, because it deals 1100 damage as opposed to 900 damage of that primary weapon that the avatar has. So the first shot you get is going to deal more damage, and the avatar will rank up the same. Even if it has all of these upgrades, it's going to rank up exactly the same. At this point in time, I'm just going to go for a secondary beam cannon. And I don't know if you can hear my dogs barking in the background, but I'm not going to end this cast to go and see. I'm going to commit to it. It is pretty difficult to stream during the week, but I will do my utmost to get this video published. I'm going to upgrade this second avatar. You can no longer exploit avatars in this mod to upgrade from one beam cannon more than one avatar. That was a bug. I'm not going to explain how it was done, but it was fixed in this. In R22, a lot of the exploits were fixed. I'm going for Nod Infantry here. I've purchased both of the upgrades. The Tiberium Infusion gives them additional health as well as movement speed. The Confessor increases the rate of fire by 15%. It's the same buff as the Voice of Kane. A lot of people think that the Voice of Kane and the Confessor stack, but it doesn't work that way. It just replaces the Confessor buff with the Voice of Kane buff when you get rockets inside of that Voice of Kane radius. Since instead of it being 15%, it's 50% additional rate of fire. It simply has a longer duration, the buff on the Voice of Kane, compared to the Confessor leader that each squad has. So yeah, the Hammerheads are out in force. I've built the stealth tanks in anticipation of those Hammerheads. He's also got Pitbulls upgraded with mortars, which are going to be pretty lethal against this infantry, though it's unwise to take on an infantry army. One clip coming in, I didn't hesitate. I built that chemical plant because I knew if I had engaged this way, he's going to have a chunk of his forces on this tip field. I was able to kill a lot of those Wolverines. If that not had happened, then obviously this army would have been toast by now. But that one-click support power coming in, clutch. You can dodge it nowadays. So units do have the opportunity to move off of the tip field before the detonation takes place. But slow units such as the Behemoths and Juggernauts will be unable to. Behemoths coming into my base. I've got these 2 dual beam avatars targeting those harvesters down. A lot of them are on low health. I'm going to flank these Behemoths with the stealth tanks, try and take them out, because that's really the only threat to my only dual beam avatar that's alive. I'm trying to hold back those Pitbulls in my base. He's also built a Marv, so that's going to be something to look out for soon. There's the Voice of Kane. As mentioned, it just replaces the buff that the Confessors have. It's still going to make the rocket squads better though. So it is worthwhile to build Voice of Kanes as Nod and Martyr Kane. Martyr Kane especially benefit from it since the cyborgs have such a low rate of fire. Yeah, making that 50% more, it makes Enlightened insane. You can win against players with an army of watchtowers and APCs, even a Marv. You can lock all that down and kill it really fast with that rate of fire buff. Avatar though, focusing on the Pitbulls. I'm targeting them down, very low on health. Avatar, when I'm microed, will just target whatever it wants. In that case, it was like, yeah, I'm going to kill the harvest, even though I'm on the verge of death. But I quickly turned its attention to the last remaining pit bulls. There's a harvester bug at my main because there's a shredder turret hub blocking the harvesters from docking in that refinery. It's not because of the refinery, it's just because I'm blocking the entrance. So you can't really call that a bug. More stealth tanks coming out. I'm going to relay that to my avatar because I don't want it to be destroyed. It's such a valuable asset for me. If I can keep that alive, then what I foresaw would happen in this game could become a reality. It's not quite yet a reality, but if I get repairs on this avatar, even build a flame tank for it, it's got more chances to promote to that final veterancy rank. And against Steel Talons, against what they can deploy on the field, it's going to be a very useful asset. He's unlikely to be building mammoth tanks though, since I'm still building infantry. This is the equalizer for Nod. Yes, you can't really beat railgun mammoth tanks with adaptive armor, but what you can do is force out a ton of Wolverines and AP ammo units whilst you go for the avatars to kill those Wolverines. It's about unit mixing, it's about unit compositions and transitions. I didn't go laser scorps in this game. That's another strategy you can opt to do and then transition into infantry. But infantry is such an integral part of Nod. It's way more useful than it is for Martyr Kane, just because you've got the numbers. The DPS is far more significant. Martyr Kane, you've got EMP, you can lock down the enemy, but seldom do you have the damage that the Nod vanilla faction has with the rocket spam. Sure, Martyr Kane has rocket squad, but the Confessor upgrade just adds that extra member, makes the squad a little harder to kill. Not only that, but as Nod, you've got the redemption support power, which revives your awakened squads, your units into awakened squads. Which, by the way, in team games, your ally can use on your Martyr Kane and Black Hand infantry. So if you're Nod, your ally's Black Hand, and you see his man spam engaging, just use the redemption. In R22, you can revive those squads for him. Stealth tank though, just hunting down those harvesters. There's just one Marv for me to destroy. There's some reinforcements in the form of behemoths as well. He's got pit bulls. I'm going to use the rear tail guns on these vertigo bombers to try and take out the hammerheads. Just one hammerhead there to take out. And this is going to be the big engagement in this game. Avatar moving forward. I'm going to summon in the mine drop. And here is where I use the redemption. If one or two of those units spawn as awakened, I can lock down this Marv, lock it in place for this mine strike to land, and it hit the Marv, direct hit on the Marv. I'm going to avoid targeting the Marv with my rocket squads. As you see, I re-microed those squads to avoid the killing blow on that Marv, just so this avatar got the XP, because I need the XP to get that one heroic. And there it is, the avatar as prophesized by Kane is heroic, and it's going to be pretty unstoppable here. Those behemoths have no chance against this avatar. In fact, it doesn't even just need to stop and shoot with its lasers. Its flamethrower is that powerful, and it doesn't even get purifying flame. But yeah, avatar, when cloaked, when dual beamed, and with a flamethrower, is crazy hard to stop. And I thought that was insane. I thought that deserved a highlight, considering what the start of the game was and how the game progressed. Like, what are the chances that that would happen? It somehow did. The stars aligned in that one. Anyways guys, thank you very much for watching. If you did like the video, I would appreciate a thumbs up. And yeah, this is it from me, Master Steve, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.